What's up, guys? All right, so my cousin sent me something the other day, or a link to something, and I clicked on it and I was like, I didn't even know they made that. And I bet you guys didn't know they make that either. And what's it for? It is for the SIG X Macro, which is unloaded. Now, the way I've been running my X Macro this whole time, and I've been meaning to change it, I just hadn't had a good way to do it until now. I've been running it with the TLR7 A light on it and a Glock 19 holster. If you listen, it does lock in, it does retain it, but it does have like some play. There's some play in it, and that does cause it to print a little more than I would actually like it to print. So we're going to change that today. And I actually have holsters on the way, and I did say holsters because there's maybe more than one that I'm going to do a review on, but I do have some holsters on the way for this pistol. And we're going to be changing this light because this isn't the light that I really wanted to run on this gun when I got it. The light I really wanted to run is the TLR7 sub, but you have to get the 1913 version. And my cousin bought this light, the one who sent me the link to the product we have over here in a minute. And he was saying that not all these little inserts fit this gun right. To space it right, some of them didn't fit. We're going to take a look at that here in just a second. I do want to say I went to Bud's Gun Shop today, and this thing was on sale for $109 and some change out the door. That's pretty cheap. That's a good deal on this light for 500 lumens and a little compact light. I was thinking the 1913 one used to actually be more expensive than the Glock one and the SIG one, but they had them on sale for 109 bucks. But let me turn this around, put the camera down here, and show you what I'm talking about with the inserts not exactly fitting right. Okay, so for everybody that don't know, the best thing I found to use on these lights is actually a nickel. It fits in this slot just basically perfectly, and that is what I use for all my TLR lights to remove it. We're going to go ahead and take this out, and I'm going to show you how I kind of fit these up to see which insert is the best. I do this with the A's and all of them. I just go ahead and take that screw out, take this side off like so, and then you still have your insert right here. Now, if you use this insert, it spaces it way out here, like way out front, so it doesn't really put it back where I would actually like to have it, which is somewhere probably about right in this area here. And you can see it kind of hits the front lug right here, so it won't let it actually seat. So it does come with more of these little inserts, which I should have had open right here. So let's try some more. Now, the one that came in it, where did I put that? Don't even know where I threw it. Let's try this one. I can't remember where the one that's in it is actually still in it. And it's a number 3. I thought that fell out. Now, if we go to this one, which is actually the number 5 version, and you put this in, it actually pulls it back where I want it, but there's a lot of play. You can see right there, that's what my cousin was saying, there's a lot of play. Now, this clamp will tighten that down to where it takes that play out, but that's probably the best one to use if you're actually going to run it on this gun. Here's this one. It pushes it way too far back, or you can have a gap right here. You can pull this forward. This one might actually be the best one, but it does kind of pull it forward right there. It does take some play out of it, but it still pushes your switches almost even with this, so it is possible that you might miss the switch on that. And then the last one right here, which is number 4, is it pushes it way back like this, and there's a ton of play in this one as well. It's just not as wide as the slots. So a company called Tactical Development developed this little thing, and it is specifically made for the 1913 TLR7 sub, and it is also specifically made for the X Macro. You can kind of see it right here where it says X Macro, and it should fit right down in here just like the other ones. And it should fit perfect with very hardly no wiggle at all. You can see how the the switches actually stick back. I mean, this thing is about perfect. I mean, that's why they designed it. And it fits perfectly where you want it. It gives you enough room to get to your switches without being too far back. You can see right here it fits up perfectly up against the trigger guard without actually putting it in a bind or anything like that. I didn't know if you all had ever seen this before or heard of this, but like I said, it's a company called Tactical Development. And I think this little thing was $7. And the crazy thing was the shipping on it was like $6 and something. So you almost pay as much for shipping as you do this. And me and my cousin also agreed that they could have probably put a forever stamp on this and shipped it, but it might have broken shipping. I don't know. But it was worth, you know, $14 and something to me, or $15 to actually have this thing fit correctly in a gun that I'm actually going to carry. I mean, this is a concealed carry gun. This is what I carry every single day. And this actually makes it that much better. Again, you can use some of these, but you're going to have back-to-back play on some of this stuff, and a little more play in the realm of what I want, or it's not going to space it correctly. And I just didn't want that. I wanted it spaced correctly, and I wanted it to take, you know, basically all the play out of the optic when it's mounted. Now, one last thing you want to do with these, I am going to show you this. So you'll want to put this piece back in here like so. This will have a spring on it. It goes in from this side. That spring, when you put it in, allows you to actually mount this. Now, what you'll want to do is actually screw this all the way in completely as far as you can get it, like that right there. You'll have part of the screw sticking out on this side. Now, it also comes with these little bitty E-clips or C-clips, whatever you want to call them. Got papers blown away. Hurricane Ian is kind of coming through here a little bit. We're getting some of the rain and stuff like that, even in Tennessee. So that's where the wind and stuff is coming from. But you'll get these tiny, tiny little E-clips, and they are E-clips. You can see that little area right there. Now, what you want to do is kind of set this on here. I mean, these things are small, and it's really hard to work around the camera and do this. But you'll want to actually kind of seat this thing. Let me see if I can step around to the side, because I cannot see it through a camera. It is so small and hard to hold on to. So you'll kind of want to seat it on here like so, like that right there. It comes with a little tool that says remove and insert. Turn the insert up, push it till it clicks. I like to spin it to make sure they're always seated, and there it went seated. It wasn't seated to begin with, but now you can see it is all the way seated. This part right there may not be. There we go. Now what you want to do is unscrew it, and I just blinded myself. That little E-clip is pretty hard to actually do around the camera. And then you just want to tighten this down with your nickel. Like that right there. And then that is very, very solid. You can get to your switches and use them. And I think, like I said, just to me, I think this is worth the $15 just to make sure it's actually mounted correctly and seated. Again, I paid for this. I didn't get it for free. I got it from Tactical Development. I just bought it and thought I'd do a review on it because I didn't know if a lot of people was having the same kind of issue where these little inserts wasn't fitting perfectly, and they want a perfect fit, and this seemed to do it. Again, I appreciate y'all watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys. See you next time.